In Lesson 6, Exercise 2, we're going to continue with examples using a tape diagram. Peter is trying to work out by completing sit-ups and push-ups in order to gain muscle mass. Originally, Peter was completing 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups, but then he injured his shoulder. After the injury, Peter completed the same amount of exercises as he did before his injury, but completed 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. During a training session after his injury, Peter completed 8 push-ups. How many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? We should notice, just like in example 1, that there are 2 ratios being represented here. However, the numbers are being written out as words and not printed as numbers, so sometimes we find that even more confusing. Nevertheless, the first ratio was 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups, and the second ratio was 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. So we will take those 2 ratios and draw a tape diagram before we move forward. So once our tape diagrams are made and labeled, we can see that before his injury, Peter was completing 5 sit-ups to every 3 push-ups. And after his injury, he was completing 7 sit-ups to 1 push-up. Now we will go back to the problem to find out the other information they've given us. During a training session after his injury, Peter completed 8 push-ups. So we need to go to the after injury tape diagram and the push-up part and fill in our 8. He completed 8 push-ups. The part of the tape diagram that represents 8 only has 1 square. So normally we would divide 8 by 1, and we of course know that that is 8. Remember, the purpose of the tape diagram is that each piece represents exactly the same number. So we could go back and fill in every single piece of both tape diagrams with the number 8. Finally, we'll go to the question, how many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? So we need to go to the before injury tape diagram and push-ups. And we can see that there are 3 pieces in that part of the tape diagram. And 3 times 8 equals 24. So the answer to our question is 24 push-ups.